Hey guys, and today 2005, and I'm going to be doing a DVD review. Now that's DVD that I showed you guys before. I got it off www.shop.com. I got it in my package deal with my Just Bring It shirt, which is I'm not wearing right now. I did an unboxing video of it. And I watched it I watched it like 50 times already because it's such a great DVD. And here it is again. Chris Jericho. Breaking the Code Behind the Walls of Chris Jericho. I keep forgetting like the title a lot. I don't know why. Because I keep thinking it's I keep thinking it's just Behind the Walls of Chris Jericho. It's Breaking the Code Behind the Walls of Chris Jericho. Now this DVD has a lot of things on it that I really liked. First, his storied life, which is always great in a wrestling DVD. Because you want to know what they're about and where they grew up and stuff like that and how they got their start. So he got his start like in many places. It was really interesting to see how many places he went. He was working in the Canadian Indies with a lot of guys, but he wanted really to go to Mexico. So he went to Mexico and he had to work like a lot of matches and stuff. He had to work so many matches because Mexico City is like one of the biggest cities, as he said, one of the biggest cities in the world. So you have to work like 5 shows in one day. So then he was invited to go to Germany, where he was, let's see, he went to Mexico, okay, he went to Mexico, then he went to Germany. In Germany, he had to work, like, with the same guys, like, every single night, with the same crowd. So he had to learn how to mix it up a little bit. And, he had to learn to mix it up, and it was really cool to learn about that, how different he had to make the match every single night because it was the same crowd, and he wanted to make it different every single night. And then he went to, Smoke, I think it's Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Smoky Mountain Wrestling with Lance Storm, and they were called the Thrill Seekers. And in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, he said it was just pretty much like, you know, a lot of grappling and stuff, and not really high flying, so they made it a lot different. But he said the only thing he really learned there was to cut a promo, a really good promo. And then what he said he always wanted to do, besides working in the WWE, was to go to Japan, because in Japan, there's a lot of great superstars there. So he went to Japan. He had so many great matches there, like, I believe some of them are on here. Wow, that's chipped. Great. Anyways, some of them are on here. As it says on the back, it says, really seen Japanese match versus the Ultimate Dragon, which is a great match. I enjoyed it a lot. So, after that, he went to ECW. Now, before I get on to going to ECW, it was interesting because Mexico learned to work a bunch of shows, learned about his character. In Germany, he learned how to work a match every single night. In Smoky Mountain, he learned how to cut a promo. In Japan, he learned how to wrestle a lot more. So he had all these different things that are going to be building up, because those are all the qualities that you need. You need to learn how to cut a basic promo. You need to learn how to wrestle, have a character, and you need how to work mentally every single night. So it was interesting to see how much he was building up everywhere he went, because everywhere he went, he learned something new. So after Japan, Mick Foley, who was at the time named Cactus Jack in ECW, saw some of his videos, tapes, and brought him into ECW. Now, he wasn't in ECW for a long time, a couple months, I believe. He was in there for like a couple months. So he was there for 3, 4, 5 months maybe, at tops. And he went to an LA show in LA, and Eric Bischoff was there. And it was quick, because he said it was a quick thing. He said, "Hi, my name is Chris Jericho. Hi, my name is Eric Bischoff. So, I heard about you. You want a job?" And it was that quickly how he got a job, because Eric Bischoff was so impressed with Chris Jericho, and it was awesome to see how quickly he got a job. So he took the job. Now, he wasn't really that happy in WCW in the beginning, because he was just this babyface character. And the NWO, which was the hottest thing going for WCW at the time, was like all the were the heels, but everyone liked them, which is weird to see because when you're a babyface character, you expect people to like you, but when you're a heel, you expect people to not like you. But the NWO were those people that were heels and that people actually liked them because they became cool. So he became a babyface, and then he didn't like it, started throwing a bunch of tantrums, and then he finally became a heel. And when he was a heel, I thought that was awesome. He was the best heel, pretty much, in WCW, in the Cruiserweight division. I have to give him that. He was the best heel in the Cruiserweight division, because when you go to the main event, there's too many people to count. So, he was a heel for a long time, and then he left as a heel. So, it was cool to see all of his feuds and stuff, and one of them, I'll actually name a couple of them. He claimed to be a conspiracy victim, which was cool because he went to Washington, D.C., had a suit on, like, tried to get into the White House and the Library of Congress. And one of them, because he was facing Dean Malenko at the time, Dean Malenko claimed to be the man of 1,000 holds. So Chris Jericho said, "I'm the man of 1,004 holds. I'm 4 better than you." So he had this list of, like, computer-connected paper, and he took a drink of water after his match. He said, "And now I'm going to read my 1,004 holds." And it was funny because, like, every once in a while you'd hear armbar, and then, like, 2 holds later you'd hear armbar. So you'd be like, number 1, arm drag. Number 2, armbar. Number 3, something else. And then number 4, armbar. Number 5, the Canadian sleeper, or, like, something like that. And then I kept hearing armbar, and it was hilarious. And then they had a guy, I forgot his name, I think it was something Iakea. Prince Iakea, that's what it was. And he came out and, like, interrupted him, and his holds went up in the air, and he's like, my holds, I just want my holds. He's like, give me my holds. And it was just so funny. He ended up his WCW career with Goldberg, I think. With Goldberg. And, with Goldberg, he kept saying he isn't Goldberg, he's Greenberg. Like, Goldberg wasn't showing up for a couple matches, so it was like Goldberg won. Chris Jericho won, Greenberg 0, and then it just kept going on and on and on. And eventually, a lot of people wanted to see Goldberg versus Chris Jericho. No one ever got to see it because of personal issues, and Chris Jericho was having a bunch of problems with Eric Bischoff, and Eric Bischoff didn't think that Goldberg was handling that situation right, and it just never got to happen. So that's when Chris Jericho realized that he wanted to get out of WCW. So he finally left in 1999, like the summer of 1999, and came to the WWE. Now his concept for the WWE was the Millennium Man, because the new millennium was coming up, 2000. Everyone was like, oh my god, the new millennium. So, he had this idea for the new Millennium Man, and what better way to make an impact than against The Rock in a war of words. And a lot of people say that it was the best debut in the WWE, but he doesn't think it's the best. He thinks that he could have done better, but it was the best debut I've seen so far. It's one of the best. He was really upset for those first couple of months of his career, because when he had that war of words with The Rock and, like, he was doing all that kind of stuff, he never really did anything except for one thing. He feuded with China, a woman, which was not the best thing for his career. Chris Jericho feuding with a woman, Chris Jericho's not going to go anywhere if he feuds with a woman. So he just made everything that he was given work. He made it work. So he feuded with China, he won the Intercontinental title, and then he started feuding with a lot of people. Started feuding with Stephanie McMahon, which is weird because his first feud started off with China, and then now he's feuding with Stephanie McMahon. And it was when he was feuding with Stephanie McMahon, it was so funny because he kept making up jokes like she slept with everybody in the locker room. And there's one joke where he was like, The Rock and him were like teaming up against Rhino and Booker T, and Jericho was like, Rock, look at what we've got in the ring here. We got a man beast and a hose beast. And it was just so funny. Like, he was the funny guy that made everything work. What kind of time we got here? So then he won the Undisputed Championship and faced Triple H at WrestleMania and lost it. And then he feuded with John Cena in 2005, and then he left to do Fozzy, his band, which is an awesome band. Sorry, I'm kind of cramming everything together because we're on a short time span. Fozzy is a great band. I like Fozzy. I have like a couple of their songs on my iPod. And then he came back as Y2J Chris Jericho, and it was awesome. And then he didn't want to be the same character he was when he left. He wanted to be something different. And then he started becoming this guy that was like wearing suits and using big words, and it was cool to see him transition from kind of like from a kid to an adult, and it was awesome. And he feuded with Shawn Michaels. With him and Shawn Michaels, they had the best matches, I think, of that year, of the year that they were feuding. They had the best matches of the year, of that year, so that was cool. And then he feuded with Rey Mysterio, which they had some pretty good matches too. When he feuded with Rey Mysterio, when they showed him feuding with Rey Mysterio, that was kind of the end of the DVD, because I guess this DVD hasn't been out for that long. There are some matches on there of him versus Edge at WrestleMania 26, but they didn't really talk about that much. So, yeah, it's just a brief description. I could go on forever, but I kind of need to end this now. So, Chris Jericho DVD, would I rate it? 5 out of 5. Great DVD, has a lot of great matches, a lot of behind the scenes stuff, a lot of interviews, and just a great story of Chris Jericho. I recommend this to any Chris Jericho fans, pretty much to just any Chris Jericho fans. This is a great DVD. I like it a lot. And, yeah, that's it. Pick up this DVD. It's a great DVD. And, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.